Hey Sagittarians, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be doing your month of May general reading here. So let's talk about this wild ride of a meditation I just went on for y'all. I saw a marlin, okay? Like a big old marlin, a la Old Man in the Sea, a la Hemingway. And I saw this marlin, which was representative of the Sagittarius collective, yeah? I saw the marlin flying up into the air and above the water, flying up, being in the sunlight, and then I saw like a camera like flashing and capturing its image like a pose, and then I saw it delving way down to the bottom of the sea in the dark and the quiet, and I felt like it was really happy there. Okay, then I saw it jump up again and then like be there for the people and the sunshine and boop, and then whoosh, down into the sea. I saw this on and on and on. Okay, it felt like extremes, okay? Like up, down, 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 up, down, 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 down. It felt like public and private, public and private, public and private, okay? Then I saw Wonder Woman. Fun. I saw Wonder Woman come with her lasso of truth, honey, with her golden lasso of truth and all her glory. I saw her come and sit on top of the ocean. And I was getting this feeling of the truth in terms of is usually somewhere in the middle. The truth and the path of least resistance being somewhere in between the two extremes of up, public, down, 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 private, okay? So I'm seeing that the sweet spot, and we're, this idea of why Wonder Woman is able to be Wonder Woman, so to speak, right, is because she embodies this energy of the middle ground and a lack of extremity. It feels like a very happy place to be. I'm also getting this image from the movie. Lord knows what movie it was. But I really don't know. I feel like it was the Justice League movie, where she's shown kind of sculpting, or she's using the brush, she's working on this sculpture, right? And her coworker says, "Hey, Diana, what did you do over the weekend?" She goes, "Nothing much." When we as the audience know that she was saving all of these women and children and men from these terrorist attacks or something. But she's shown as just nothing much, right? So what does that say? There's this idea of what she shows to the pedestrian side of Diana Prince with, I'm just working on these sculptures and I wear regular clothes and I dust things with brushes, right? I didn't do much this weekend. And then pan to the weekend of being super public and I'm here to save you in her Wonder Woman garb, right? So there does feel like there is this energy of this aspect and then the other, and then I'm being shown that the sweet spot is kind of in the middle of both things. So let's see what comes up for y'all. Okay. Can you guys even believe and receive the swan? We're just talking about sitting on the water and being somewhere in the middle, and then we literally have above the water and below the water as a reflective surface. I cannot. Okay. This is coming around. So let's talk about it. Swan is about surrendering to the will of spirit. I know this because Swan came up. Well, I've spent a lot of time with Swan energy in my life, but just this morning, Swan came through in meditation, and so I actually happened to look it up hours ago. So I'm obsessed that this is coming up for y'all. Y'all's readings are always you and Aquarius, little extra zhuzh. So Swan is about, regardless of what is happening in your life, it's about surrendering to the will of spirit. As above, so below. Back to that magician energy. But the swan also holds within it high priestess energy as well, because of that reflective surface and seeing beneath the surface and going deep and then coming up and sharing that knowledge with the peoples. You know what I'm saying? A swan also holds within it a romantic aspect as well, darlings. Now this can be about self-love, loving what you see in the mirror and seeing yourself truthfully and accurately as you are. Remember how I saw Wonder Woman's, lasso of, was it a lasso? Anyway, a lasso of truth and about the truth of things. This is about seeing things as they really and actually are, right? So this could be about yourself, about you merging the shadow aspects of yourself with what others see. This could be allowing others to see and be privy to what is deep beneath your surfaces. But this can also be about someone else in your atmosphere who provides a beautiful mirror aspect to where you are and who you are. You know, I used to have this, well, he still is, but one of the very, early mentors in my life, intuitive mentors, I was talking to him, this was like maybe 15 years ago, and I said, I've been doing a lot of self-work. I've been doing a lot of self-work, and so I feel like, because of that, I'm really ready to manifest, new things and yada, yada, yada. And he looked at me and he said, oh, sweetie, the real work comes when you meet somebody. Like, either a new dear friend, but really like a romantic partner. Because suddenly, that's when the real work comes in. Because suddenly they're mirroring back to you all the things that you thought you healed, all the things that are yet to heal, all the things that you thought that you had tied up nicely with a, button and bow. And they're going, oh, no. Oh, you feel a trigger around that? Allow me to mirror that back to you so that you can get a little more of a diagnostic check-in around actually what is, still coming up for healing. But this is about reflective truth and service, and I'm so obsessed that this came up. That is soulmate energy when coming off of that meditation. Spirit is so cheeky. Okay, what's going on, Sagittarians? Oh, Lord. Okay. So we had the 5 of Cups here. Back to this water energy. I'm sensing a theme. So 5 of Cups. Let's talk about this. This is really interesting because remember I saw it going beneath the water and then coming up, going beneath the water and then coming up. Traditionally speaking, this is a feeling of some sort of lament, a focus on, what is not going well, as opposed to focus. And I'm really drawn to the 2 cups here, like the 2 of Cups, right? There is something here about just flipping around and flipping your perspective, and I feel like this can happen rather quickly. But you see these dark, stormy clouds, I really feel like there is this aspect of wanting to either be somewhere other than you are, wanting to be with someone that you're apart from, or wanting to return to aspects of yourself that you feel, you're not able to click in with and connect with in as regular a way as you like. Now, I'm getting an example of someone who has a lot of freedom to be within their own energy and space, and they can paint all day and write and, eat kettle corn and, drink 5,000 cups of tea if they want to and go over here and do this. And then there's this aspect of being called back into this, and I want to say, quote, reality, this 3D reality of like, well, that's great, but we're going to need you over here for these details and odds and ends. It's almost as if it's like you're being asked to, it's like you're spending time in an insulated area, like an insulated way of your own energy or in your family energy, and then you're being called to step outside of it to deal with odds and ends and details and facts and figures and tying up things, or something of that aspect where it's like, oh, I don't want to. So there's this dual aspect of light and dark, of up and down, right? And remember, we're seeing that the key and the real piece is in the middle. Balance, right? Interesting. Okay. I feel like some of you guys are also awakening to certain either relationships in your life or aspects of yourself that are no longer working for you or that you've outgrown. I also feel like you're in an introspective place where you're really questioning what you've known up to this point or aspects of yourself and going, wow, I'm looking at things differently and I'm seeing things differently. And things look different if you hold it underwater versus if you look at it, above the water, right? I want you to think about, because this is really coming up here. I know y'all are fire signs, but this is coming up here. Think about the difference between, because remember, the swan is like in the air and this one's underwater. There's something about this. Where, think about the difference between water signs and air signs. Okay? Water signs and air signs. Water signs come from a place of, intuition, emotionality, where they really allow their feelings to dictate and rule and, they lead with their feelings first, right? Air signs are the complete opposite of that, where their mind, their intellect, their the rationale, their reason, right? They are led with that, right? Facts and figures and all of that good stuff. And I'm hearing that there are these 2 opposing aspects within you that are working as sort of separate entities in some way, shape, or form. And you're being asked to kind of allow them to yin and yang and work together in this way, where you're coming from equal parts, intuition and feeling, and then mental clarity, reason, and, you know, the land of the air signs with just looking at things from that aerial perspective, right? Look, both perspectives are valid and helpful as an air animal and as a sea animal. It's just about marrying those two perspectives in order to glean the wisdom from both of them. You have the Empress here, mother energy. This is really, really beautiful. You know, this is interesting because she is the number 3, and 3 is that energy where it can represent, you know, extremes, right? Where it's up and down. You're really being asked to come to the middle and find this place. Oh, well, actually, like your key, temperance, right? You guys are represented by the temperance key in the tarot. They're saying, come into your natural element here of temperance and fire. There's something about the balance within that. But I'm really hearing as an overall message that you are being called upon and asked to do some inner introspective work at looking at your outer circumstances and your inner life and going, I'm going to act like I don't know, you know, as much as I think I do. I'm going to be open to the reality that maybe as spiritually as evolved as I am, that I really am, or not, that I am an eternal student. I'm going to look at myself as a blank page and with a fresh pair of eyes and go, what is and is not working? Let me look at what I thought was definitely working and just give it a fresh once over, because there could be room for improvement, or there could be something trying to get your attention there. Okay? Remember, the Empress is the mama. She's the creator. She's the manifester. She's everything good and you know, beautiful in this world. So the fact that her energy is here working with you, she's asking you to sit down. Because remember, she's normally, not here obviously, but she's normally seen as being pregnant, right? So we can look at that as pregnant with possibilities and using this time as a gestation period to really reframe and Marie Kondo everything in your given circumstances, whether that's internally, externally, or both. Okay? Okay, so we have the 6 of Cups here. So it's really interesting because the 6 of Cups is about nostalgia, it's about soulmate ties, but it's also about the past. People that we meet that we feel like we've known forever, or looking back to our childhood or aspects of nostalgia, or just looking back in order to inform our present and or look forward. Right? Generation bloodlines here as well. Now this is really, really falling in line, right? With what I've been saying about taking a fresh look at everything and doing it from a discerning yet intuitive eye and perspective, right? I'm telling you, you're being asked to Marie Kondo some aspects of yourself or your situation or others around you. There's something that wants to be improved for the better is what I'm going to say. I almost said altered, but improved for the better. Okay? There's something about that. And you're being given the opportunity to do it. It's up to you whether or not you do it, but I'm hearing reciprocity. Oh my God. And as I said that, 6 of Pentacles, that's the tagline for this, is reciprocity. Okay. Okay, fine. Do you give to yourself as much as you give to others? If not, look at that. Do you see where I'm going with this? Do you get from others as much as you give to them? Look at that. Remember, it's about sitting on the ocean. It's about that balance. It's that equal place. And I'm feeling Buddha energy here. Okay? I'm hearing that in the absence of attachment, we can gain a clearer picture, a more clear picture. With the absence of attachment, the picture is most clear. The absence of attachment, the picture is most clear. Okay, 5 of Cups. I feel like that's like a Buddhist lesson there. I feel like Queen of Swords. This is exactly what I've been picking up on. So this is air energy here. Remember what I said? Air and water. Then we have air and water. So let's talk about Queen of Swords. I'm Queen of Swords. I'm in a position to talk about her. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, right? So this is really beautiful because this is saying, you know, I'm going to look at things from a discerning bird's eye view, but with a little bit of sweetness, a la this butterfly, and come from love and just say, this stays, this goes. This is reciprocal and this is not. There's a little too much of this and not enough of that, and I understand that the true gold lies in the balance. Just like a scale. You know, you're being asked to look at your life from a scale perspective, not in terms of like qualitative differences, but in terms of, you know, what can I give more attention and time to, right? And how will it benefit me and others? So it really is coming in here. Queen of Swords looks at things from a dispassionate view, and she's always on the money because of it. On the flip side, the Queen of Cups realizes that this is the Queen of Cups and Queen of Swords reading. It doesn't matter your gender, it's just like the energy, right? Because they're both feminine energies, meaning they're receivers. So Queen of Cups goes from her intuition and always lets her intuition and emotions, you know, kind of dictate her. If you can marry these two energies together, of the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords, that's the ticket. You see, again, a lot of the Five of Cups is about where is her point of focus? Why is she looking this way, not that way? If she were to just turn and face front camera, like full camera, right? Step back. Put all the cups upright and just look at them from that perspective. You're being asked to do this, okay? You're being asked to do this in the time that you now have to do it, okay? This time won't be here forever. The Empress. Again, I'm so drawn to the fact that your key is temperance. It's like you have the natural ability to do this. So it's like you're being asked to really go there and allow yourself to go there. So you have the Magician. What did I say? Did I say as above, so below? That's the tagline of the Magician. Now this is fascinating, y'all. So the counterpart to the Empress is the Emperor. The counterpart to the Magician is the High Priestess. Okay? There's something about that masculine, feminine, yin and yang, give and take, all of that. Giver, receiver, yeah? The Magician is about understanding that you have all the tools at your disposal to manifest the life that you want and desire. But this is a highly masculine energy, and I want to point something out. Does she have any here? You know, there's this flower and vegetation life, and there are these roses here. You know, we are talking about May, and where I live at least, roses bloom in the month of May. There's something about, I'm getting this image of not discounting the thorn, because it does come with the rose. You know how when you buy roses, the florist will remove the thorns because who wants to get stuck with the thorn? But I'm hearing a really special message around this, that the thorn is what makes the rose all the more sweet and all the more precious. Do you see where I'm getting with this? It's a very Queen of Swords, thorn and rose thing, where it's like I can appreciate the bloom of the rose even more because it does, if you think about it, the thorn is the rose's self-protection, you know, method of self-protection. I'm telling you there's something to that. I'm not saying to prick people. I'm just saying to look at where the thorns are. Look at how well you're doing in terms of equal give and take within and for yourself, the people in your given circumstances and relationships, and really going, are there thorns that aren't actually thorns? Or are there things that I thought were blooms that are thorny, right? There's something to that. I'm hearing a flip in perspective and to really be open to seeing things a different way. Change up the way that you normally approach something. I'm really, really getting that here. And again, with this masculine and feminine energy here as well. This is going to sound really funny, but this is what I'm getting. Some of you have been looking at birds. Some of you have been looking at doves and calling them pigeons. Some of you have been looking at pigeons and calling them doves. And it's not good or bad. It's just about sometimes our attachment or even adhering to what others say to be true. It's always good to check in with ourselves around things and go, what do I know to be true? And how can I widen up my perspective and look at things differently from the place of like a blank slate? Blank slate. Something about that. I'm drawn to something. Do you see how this sword here, it's the cup balancing on this, almost balancing on the sword here? That's the ticket. I'm telling you, it's air and water. Air and water. 6 of Cups. Wow. Oh! Well, look who we have at the bottom here with the Queen of Cups. I'm telling you, this is your reading. Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, yeah? Ba, 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 ba. And see how she's sitting on the ocean just like Wonder Woman was? Obsessed. Okay. So we got the Seven of Wands here to clarify the Six of Cups. So this is interesting because this is, you know, traditionally speaking, although it's not illustrated in this way here, this is the after tarot, which is what happens in the moments after the traditional depiction of these images and keys. But the Seven of Wands traditionally is that bigger than my body gives me credit for key, right? It's that surmounting those obstacles and being bigger than them, and things in the mirror may appear larger than they actually are, closer than they actually are, further away than they actually are. You're being asked to really look at your perspective and the way that you see things, okay? Seriously, because this is all about, you know, my size queens out there. This is also about size and perspective and surmounting things the way you look at things. And I'm really hearing to, you know, look at your past in a new way. Look at maybe those things that you've been conditioned to believe or think that you inherited, whether in your DNA or through your family, you know, behaviorisms, right? There's something about that. And really looking at how those dynamics work. You are being asked to go deep, while at the same time coming up for air, right? It's that kind of middle ground, but you're being asked to do that. And again, I keep getting drawn back to Wonder Woman's lasso of truth. I'm also hearing that there can be a lot of good, healthy perspective. Jim and I got a similar message. There can be a lot of good, healthy perspective and meat to be found in connecting with people who've known you through many different versions of yourself, through different aspects of yourself, right? That known you when you were younger or going through this, you know, aspect of your life. People who've really known you or know you really well, or family, and just going, hey, you know how I'm always, just for an example, yeah, just an example. You know how I tend to be an overgiver, and I've been playing out this dynamic of overgiving in all of my relationships. What do you think that's about? And what was your reaction? What have you been thinking all this time about it? And they go, yeah, I've seen that pattern be alive and well in you, and I feel like it's because you've always based your self-worth on what you have to offer others. See where I'm going with that? I feel like there's someone else too, back to this like romantic or friend or mirrored aspect of it. I feel like there's a lot of clarity to be found in bouncing a lot of these thoughts off of others as well who really know you. And again, they don't have to be someone from your actual childhood, because again, remember what I said about this key. This can also represent people that you haven't even known that long, but you feel like you've known them 1,000 million years, okay? Sagittarius, I had to tell you something. I really feel like this work is being asked of you because I feel like you're being asked to Marie Kondo your perspective and aspects of yourself in your given circumstances and surroundings and the people that you spend time with and surround yourself with. Because I feel like on the other side of this, going into June, because Swan is very summer energy for me as well, and Gemini got something similar, and they're born in late May into the month of June, so I'm picking up a lot of Gemini energy as well. They're also the twins. So I'm getting Gemini energy here. I feel like what's on the other side of this in June, you're going to want room for in a really good way. You're being asked to Marie Kondo what's no longer working or make some adjustments to yourself by seeing yourself clearly so you can manifest a lot of new things from a higher vibrational place in June. And I have to tell you, I'm really feeling love for a good group of you guys, or some sort of transition into a more spiritually based line of work. Okay? Let's get a goddess oracle for y'all. Wow, that took 2 seconds. Stop it now and stop it. Mauve, cycles and rhythms. Is this queen literally dancing on water? Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. I swear. I can't. Remember with the jumping up above water and then going down and then like really sitting them. Cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. I just love this so much. You know, this is about being where you are at any given time and putting in the work, but also being gentle with yourself around the timing and meeting others' needs as well within it. Okay, honor yourself. This is the true embodiment of going with the flow. But I'm obsessed that she's literally dancing on water with the air. This is exactly what we've been seeing and saying, and I'm completely just obsessed with this. Look at this. Cycles and rhythms. Be where you are. Be within the ebb and flow. Remember what I said the swan medicine is about, whatever the given circumstances of your life are, to really surrender and trust spirit, trust the universe, trust your higher self, whatever that is for you. But in the Stephen D. Farmer Animal Speak book, which is where I was reading about the swan, I believe how it's quoted about swan medicine is, regardless of the circumstances of your life, it's important to surrender and trust the will of spirit. And there's really something to that here, okay? This is a time to focus back in on yourself and others around you with a discerning Marie Kondo-esque eye, and lovingly releasing what's no longer working, but also so that you can pull to you more of what is and will work. Okay, but please be gentle with yourself around this. And there may be times and days where you just need to watch movies and eat, popcorn, and other days when you need to spend the day journaling and reading and gardening and being more active. Allow yourself to be where you are on any given day. Okay? Whoa, Sagittarius. I'm obsessed with this reading. I love you guys. With that being said, I so hope that this helped and resonated. If so, please let me know in the comments below. I love reading your comments. I live for that. It's my favorite part. And that being said, as always, thank you so much for being here. But most of all, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.